a person that we know has died in the Channel, just off the coast of France, 5 miles away from Calais. Early as morning, 1 a.m. local time, trying to cross over the Channel in a small dinghy. I mean, what sort of conclusion should we draw from this? Because it strikes me, first of all, we know that there are 66 people on this boat. They're being made to order. We know that now. These huge inflatable vessels aren't sold in, you know, your local sports shop. These things are being deliberately made for criminal gangs. Somehow Belgian police are able to intercept and stop pretty much all the crossings, and yet time again the French are not. I mean, first of all, politically, I want to ask you what you think's going on, and also as a former police detective, is this that the French are finding it very difficult to spot 66 people queuing up to get into a massive inflatable, or is this that they don't want to spot them?
The National Crime Agency have successfully prosecuted people smugglers this year for smuggling people from France into the UK. It can be done if there are sufficient detectives, investigators to do it, if there's sufficient money for them to do it. There is certainly a lot more that could be done in terms of number of investigations, amount of resources deployed to it, and that could be part of a bigger, more joined-up picture to try and, guess what, stop the boats.
Ryan, I mean, this couldn't have come at a worse time for the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, as he continues to stand behind lecterns saying, stop the boats. He now seems to have diluted that down to, we'll reduce the boats. Now, this is the essence of the problem here. You know, this is about life and death. You remember a couple of Novembers ago, 39 drowned in the Channel. We've had deaths since then. And this is what this is about. All these sort of virtue signalling, do-gooding liberals who say, oh, let them come, let them come. Well, no, let's not let them come, because when they get onto the Channel, they are literally risking their lives, as we found out today. The Prime Minister and his acolytes go on about, oh, yes, but international law is very, very important. I would suggest it's about time that they stop worrying about the niceties of international law and did something significant, dramatic, to stop these boats. His new plans will only reduce. They will not stop, so people will carry on dying. He needs to do something, doesn't he?
Yeah, I just don't think no one is ever going to stop the boats completely. As long as you have people smugglers and you have people who are desperate to come over, they will come. And I don't, you know, even if we deployed British police officers I mean, Emmanuel Macron is never going to give the green light for that. But even if you were allowed British police to patrol the French coast, you still wouldn't reduce it. But withdrawing from international agreements, the European Convention of Human Rights, UN conventions, if Rishi Sunak thinks he's going to be doing that, he'll have half his cabinet walk out, maybe more than half the cabinet. So, at every single stage, he's up against it. And not only when he comes to Rwanda, he's got the left wing of the party to please, the right wing of the party, and he's also got Rwanda. So if he moves an inch either way, one of those sides is going to fall away, and he loses his, the authority with that wing of the party, and his legislation to get the Rwanda safety bill through in January just falls away completely.